the journey.
Finding success begins with taking 100% responsibility for your life. You have to give up your excuses and victim stories. You have to drop all the reasons you can't succeed or haven't succeeded so far.
That you're never going to do well in life until you take responsibility for your life, for your choices, for who you are, for what you do, for your
can't put it down because it's the drug. It's the dopamine they need. They fiend for it.
Well, they don't have good control of their consciousness. They don't have good control of their intention and their mindset. It's a real problem with people because the thing that's compelling to them they can't avoid. The thing that's compelling is what are people saying? What are they doing? What are they commenting? What are they posting? I got to read it. I got to respond. I got to go back and forth. I have to have the best response. I have to this. I have to that.
No.
You can either A, right, sacrifice temporary fun for permanent dreams, or sacrifice your permanent dreams for temporary fun. And the reality is a lot of you guys are willing to sacrifice your permanent dreams for some temporary fun.
Yeah.
And that temporary fun is never going to get you anywhere.
And then there's people that are addicted to TikTok. They're just scrolling like mindlessly like robots,
Zombies.
watching things happen. And they're not doing anything. And you've lost hours of your time. You've absorbed nothing. You've got no information. There's no net benefit to what you've done. And it's everywhere. Yeah. It's everywhere. So many people are doing it. It's wild to watch my kids like with TikTok. Watch them stare at their phones and going through it. I'm like, hey, that's the devil. Put that thing down.
Yeah.
Like, what are you getting out of that? You're not getting anything out of that.
So for me, I just try to eliminate as many distractions as possible. So how do you attain monastic levels of flow and focus? Eliminate as many distractions as you can and get to a point where you don't need the dopamine rushes of social media. And on this phone has Strides, Trello, Bear, which is my note-taking app, Aura, and Uber. And that's it.
The biggest thing that I hear, and I know you must hear constantly every single day, is like, I don't have time, man. You don't know my life. I got this, I got that, I got this.
Yep.
It's not going to happen for me.
Right. What you don't have is you haven't prioritized your life correctly. We all have time. We all have time. You have to take your day and write down this one day. Everything you do, write that down. And you're like, my God, I am wasting so much time on frivolous bullshit. It's not even funny. I mean, it will, if it doesn't infuriate you, it should. Because there's so much time. I can't get it in. Look at your schedule. You just wasted 7 hours today. What you've done wrong is that you didn't prioritize yourself. You didn't prioritize that, look, I got to get up and win this war today against myself. I need to look better. I need to feel better. I need to eat better. I need to prioritize time. Having a routine for success is very important because without having those habits in those certain disciplines in life, you kind of just live life, haphazard. You don't really have the schedule. And with that schedule and with those habits, that's what builds that discipline for you to accomplish your goals and your dreams.
Get a routine. Get up every day at the same time. Go to bed at the same time. Establish disciplined habits. And that will help a lot. Schedule. And here's how to use a schedule. Use a calendar. Use Google Calendar, but don't use it as a tyrant. You want to use a calendar as if it's your confidant and advisor. And what you want to do is use the calendar, sit down and open the calendar and think, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to design a week of days that I would really like to have.
Okay, so what's the rule with the schedule? It's not a bloody prison. That's the first thing that people do wrong. They say, well, I don't like to follow a schedule. Well, it's like, well, what kind of schedule are you setting up? Well, I have to do this, then I have to do this, then I have to do this. And then I just go play video games because who wants to do all these things that I have to do? It's like, wrong. Set the damn schedule up so that you have the day you want. That's the trick. It's like, okay, I've got tomorrow. If I was going to set it up so it was the best possible day I could have, practically speaking, what would it look like?
Yeah. Doing the same thing every day, same routine, same drive to work.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel that what you're sharing is, that's easy for anyone to do. It's not like, oh, because you're Kobe Bryant, you don't feel that. Everyone gets into that.
Sure.
But you're able to find these creative outlets.
Yeah, well, creativity isn't everything, even in consistent, what I found is creativity a lot of time comes from structure,
I agree. I'm
You know what I'm
so glad
saying?
you said
like
that.
you have
Yeah.
those parameters and the structure, then within that you can be creative. But like if you don't have the structure, you're just aimlessly doing stuff.
The best way to get the optimum results out of your day is to plan your day the night before. There are two reasons for this. Too often during the day, we're just responding to everyone else's needs instead of doing our intended plan. So if you don't have a plan, you're guaranteed not to be doing what you want to do. You'll be responding to other people. The second reason for planning your day the night before is you can rationally decide what you're going to do at what time of the day. Too often people just work from a to-do list. What you want is to schedule exactly what you're going to do at what time. Schedule how long you think it's going to take.
Every minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution or getting the job done. So the most important thing you can do is plan your day, preferably the night before. Sit down with a piece of paper and write down everything that you have to do the coming day. It should be the last thing you do at the end of the day.
And by doing it the night before, here's the payoff. All night long, your unconscious and subconscious mind is going to be working on how to make that happen. It's going to be coming up with creative ideas, pulling information from your past memory into the present so you can utilize it, and literally planning your perfect day. It's like having an employee working for you all night long. If you do it in the morning, you don't get that benefit. And then start to work your plan.
Like having a clear structure of understanding, okay, this morning I'm going to, like when I was writing a Wizard Art series and outlining Legacy, I come in the morning, 7 a.m., and I'm there. I'm writing backstory from 7 to 12, then I go pick up my kids, and then I come right back, and I'm writing again. So like within that structure, you know, my mind when I go to sleep is already like planning of what the next day is going to be because I know, you know, what it is I have to do. It's that consistency and structure.
Set a time to train at that time. Set a time to go to sleep at that time. Set a time to get up at that time. Don't tell yourself you need to do something and then don't do it.
Because the more discipline you have in your life, the more freedom you will end up with. So if you lack the discipline to exercise and eat healthy, you will end up being a slave to disease. If you lack the discipline to work hard, save your money, you will end up a slave to finances. If you lack the discipline to manage your time correctly, you will end up with no free time. If you have self-discipline, if you have the discipline to save your money and work hard and invest your money properly, if you have the discipline to manage your time correctly and not waste a bunch of time, if you have the discipline to exercise and eat healthy, you will end up with freedom.
Get better every single day. And if I lived that way, then over time, you know, I'd have something that was beautiful. But that was my philosophy. It seems like a pretty simple one, but, you know, if you live your life to just get better every single day, you do that for 20 years, I mean, what do you have?
Just doing it every day.
Yes, every day.
Do you ever wake up and you say, I don't want to do it today?
I fight against my mind. Yes, sometimes it's happened. We are all human beings. We are not happy every day. We are, you know, not in a good mood every day. It's normal. It's part of us.
What do you do to overcome that?
I fight against that. You know, it's the big challenge. It's when you're not willing to do something, but you have to do it. The most important thing is the consistency. If you have consistency, you're going to be good in the future, or you're going to be better than other ones in the future. This is my opinion. Sometimes you don't want to go to the gym. Of course, no. Sometimes I don't go to but I go because I have a compromise with myself. But I'm not go happy every day. You think I'm wake up off the bed every day happy or with my wife or with my kids? Sometimes I'm not. But it's part of our time. We are both the same. We feel this every time. To mention again, the most important thing is to have a routine.
Yeah, so basically, I've been journaling now for several years.
Look, I've been journaling for like 4 or 5 years. You'll see right all over my house, like I've just got like journal, notepad. As you can see up here, I keep few more journals.
Yeah, so you've been keeping a journal for 36 years?
Yep.
Why should you actually journal? Well, first of all, just to kind of, for me, like when you're an entrepreneur, you think a lot, right? You think a lot, and you come into you face issues daily, and there's problems with your business, or there's little things that are niggling away like at you, and you don't realize them. Like when you write down every single morning, just what are 3 things that
everyone does a few reps when the burn starts and they stop. No one goes the extra mile and keeps going. Like no one's in here right now. Why? Because it's Saturday evening, everyone's going to party, no one's in here, just me. You know, no one goes the extra mile. The thing about traffic jams, guys, there are no traffic jams in the last mile of the race. It's just you and your shadow. In the beginning, everybody's there. All the pretenders and the contenders, they're all there. But the last yard of life, the last mile of the journey, ain't nobody but you and your shadow.
Don't have people that dislike you or get upset at you that you don't respect yourself. And I know that that sounds crazy, but that pretty much just means that you're kind of teetering towards what everybody else expects from you or what everybody else wants or needs from you. I feel like that constant desire to appeal to every single person is disrespecting yourself. And if you don't even respect yourself, you can never count on anybody to respect you. I feel like people constantly disrespecting themselves is exactly why good things don't happen to people. That's exactly why people are so unsuccessful in life. Because if I wake up every single morning with the goal of working out or reading something and doing something productive, and then I don't accomplish any of that in the day because I disrespected myself. Let's say I just went to a party, or let's say I just slept in all day. I set out all of those goals and then I blatantly disrespected myself by not doing any of it. So now when I wake up and I try to set the same exact goals, I'm not going to accomplish any of it. Not because I don't have the motivation this time, but it's because I don't respect myself. Why would I respect myself if I've constantly proven to myself that I'm disrespecting myself? If you gave one of your friends an important task that could make or break your future, and then they don't do it, and then you give them the same exact task the next day so they can redeem themselves, and they once again don't do it, they're going to start respecting that person to handle that decision. The same way that a lot of us wake up wondering why we don't have the motivation or wondering why we can't stick to these goals that we set out, is because we don't respect ourselves enough to act.
Beyond, without a doubt, believe in yourself, and don't rely on anybody to believe in you. Don't rely on anybody to push you or make you better. Believe in yourself and only yourself, and allow that human being to make you a better person.
Why did you believe that you could pull off this upset? You know, if you don't believe in yourself, what you do, you never achieve the nothing. I believe. My team believe me. And you all should believe in yourself.
That's the question.
Everything is possible in your life when you believe. When you believe, everything is possible. You have 2 hands. I mean, everything is possible. Go. And take it whatever you want.
Something doesn't turn out, you can ask yourself, how did I create that situation? What did I say or not say? How did I get the other person to act that way? You may think you can't control other people's actions, and you're right. You can't. But we have a part in everything that happens. What if you hear that people have said something bad about you? Maybe it isn't even true, but you can think back and see your part in it. Maybe you've criticized them in the past without having all the information. Maybe they've heard you criticize others. Our actions affect people in ways we can never imagine. And finally, you want to ask yourself the real power question. What will I do differently next time to get the result I want? It's great to know what you did to contribute to your own difficulties, but it's pretty useless if you don't put that knowledge to work. Let it help you. Let it move you forward.
This was my call. This was my decision. This is the move that I made. That's me. Mm-hmm. It's not anybody else, it's me. Mm-hmm. Because the minute you start saying, well, this person did that and this person, the enemy did this and we didn't expect that. The minute you start casting blame on other people, now I think you're lying to yourself. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to cause more problems.
So saying, yes, this was a decision I made. This was the information I had at the time. It ended up being a bad decision. Here was my intent behind it. And I've got to move.
No, it was not. It was steps to it.
Failures, it doesn't exist. It's not existent. What the hell does that mean? Seriously, what does failure mean? It's not, it doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. What does it mean?
Pulling a Jedi mind trick on me
I'm
right now. I was like,
serious.
does it exist?
No, I'm serious. Look, I'm trying to think, like, how can I explain it? So, let's use happy endings, right? And then we can relate this to failure and why it's not existent. Like, you know, everybody talks about, like, everybody wants a happy ending, right? Now let's go to the reality of it, right? Let's look at a fairy tale story. Let's look at Snow White. She gets a happy ending. She finds Prince, whatever. She goes on. She lives happily ever after. Well, I call bullshit on that because 2 months later, the fact is they had an argument and he's sleeping on the couch. Right? So the point is, the story continues. The story continues. So if you fail on Monday, the only way it's a failure on Monday is if you decide to not progress from that, right? So to me, that's why failure is not existent. Because, you know, if I fail today, okay, I'm gonna learn something from that failure and I'm gonna try.
Subscribe to the channel